Hello guys, uh, this tutorial will illustrate on the uses of generic class in C sharp and what is the use of generic classes, what are those. So let's take an example and try to understand the generic classes in C sharp. So assume a hypothetical scenario where we want to create a kind of object factory, and that object factory will return us any uh, object of any type. So let's say we have created a class called object factory. Now this is a generic class which takes a type parameter which is unknown to us right now, so we call it T. You can call it anything, A, B, C, D, but T stands for type, so that's everyone do, so we are just following the tradition. So it takes a type T, and that type must be a class, and should have uh, it should be a reference type, so we can create an object of this class. So basically these are the generic constraint we call it. So we are defining a type, and then we are defining that whatever type we will pass to this class must be a type of class, and that should have a constructor which takes zero argument. So and now what we are doing, we have a method called get object which will create the new object of type T and pass it back. So it's simple. Now let's see, we have a class called main. Now this class will have two properties like profession and salary, and we are just initializing those two variables in the constructor of the class. And we have this salary property which is returning the salary which is being set in the constructor, that is 40,000. So now this main class has a zero argument constructor and it is a class, so this type we can pass in our object factory now. So let's try and do that. So we are creating a object factory class object, and we are passing a class called main, and now we are saying obj.get objects, so it will return us the object of type main. So we are taking this in a variable, and then we are just trying to print the salary of it, what salary it's getting. So it should be 40,000. Let's try to run that. So we are getting the 40,000, so that's right. Now in practical purpose, when we create the generic classes, so we don't want any type to be taken, like we do have some constraint that it should be a class and it should have a parameterless constructor, but we don't want any class to be there. So let's say we just want a particular base class. I mean, we want to create object of any child class which inherit from a specific base class. So we want to limit this object factory. So now we have a class called human being here. So now we want to create the objects of any class which inherit from the human being class. So we change this object factory constraint like this, where T should be human being. Now we are specifying T must be human being or any class inherit inheriting from human being, and it should have a zero parameter constructor. Now because this main class is not inheriting from human being, so now you see we are getting this error here, and let's see what is it. So now it's saying cannot generic tutorial dot main cannot be used as type parameter t, because this main do not inherit from the human being class. So now let's inherit from the human being class. Now that error should be gone. Now see, everything looks good, and now if we run it, it just runs fine. So this is the basic concept of generic class, and where you can create a class and put some constraint. So all the so you can create object of certain kind of classes. Now we generally use a kind of interface, and all classes should inherit from an interface. So all kind of constraint we can provide, but right now this is just a simple sample example. So yeah, so this is kind of an object factory. Now if you have any questions related to generic classes, put your comments, so I'll try to answer those, and I'll create couple of more videos on generic functions and generic interfaces. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.